If you'd like to become a professional photographer, you've come to the right video. First of all, I have to say a big happy new year. I hope your year is off to a great start. If you're a new subscriber, thanks for being here. Welcome. If you're already subscribed, nice to see you sticking around. So in this video, I'll be sharing the 8 things you need to do if you would like to speed up your journey to becoming a professional photographer. Number 1, you've got to stop procrastinating. You need to be self-disciplined. No one is coming to save you. No one is coming to nag at you to make your dreams come true. So you need to write down your goals and stick to them. So now I've actually created a video a couple of weeks ago where I talked about how to set goals and KPIs for the year. I'm going to leave a link to it up above. Make sure you click on that, open it to another tab, and then once you're done watching this video, go ahead and watch that as well to help you. Number 2, start with what you have. This has always been a mantra for me right from years and years ago when I was writing a blog, and I was always like, start where you are, start where you are. And I totally believe in that. If all you have is a crop sensor camera, that is fine. Just keep practicing, keep learning how to use a camera in the professional mode, which is the manual mode. Think about the whole exposure triangle, how to coordinate your aperture, shutter speed, ISO, depending on the environment and weather conditions. Just keep practicing. So you can start to build a style, start to build an eye for what you want to, take pictures of, what you want to be a professional photographer in. Also, if you just have a phone right now, phones right now have great capabilities. You can start learning how to compose, how to talk to models, how to direct a shoot, you're training your eyes to start to see different things you want to look out for in a picture. You can start to learn about, the business side of photography, not just the art side. There's so many things you can do. So start where you are. Don't keep saying, oh, I don't have the money to buy lighting, or I don't have the money to buy, whatever gear your favorite photographer is doing. No. Start where you are. Number 3, introduce yourself as a photographer everywhere you go. Now, this is something some people can feel shy about, and myself included. This was the case for me when I started. I always felt a bit weird saying, oh, I'm a photographer, because I felt like I didn't have years under my belt, and it was like I didn't study a course or a degree in it. I was self-taught, so it's like, who do you think you are going around calling yourself a photographer? But you are a photographer. You're training, whether you're self-taught or you're learning or studying it, formally, it doesn't matter. When you go out to events, networking events, or wherever you find yourself and people ask, oh, who are you? What do you do? Always throw in you're a photographer, even though you have a 9-to-5 job or you're studying, whatever. Always say that, because you never know who around you needs that service. So in my case, that has proved to be so useful in my early days. So I remember going to a Facebook event, talking about, this was years ago before the pandemic, talking about the different features and things they had. And I sat beside this guy in one of the seminars, and he was like, oh, what do you do? Because it was for businesses, right? And he was like, oh, what do you do? I was like, oh, I'm a photographer. And he was like, oh my gosh, I need a photographer. And I thought, oh yeah, right, you've never even seen my work. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna book you. In my head, I was like, what? You've never even seen my portfolio. And I think the thing is, as photographers, because we sort of know the ins and outs of the art, and we have our own style and what we see creatively as good, we sort of feel everyone think that. He hadn't seen my portfolio, but he was saying he was going to book me, and he took down my email, and I never thought much about it. But he did contact me, and I ended up shooting a lookbook and campaign for him, which was good money for me at the time. So make sure you introduce yourself, because you're networking, you're pushing your brand out there. So always introduce yourself as a photographer. Even if you feel that whole, what's it called? Imposter syndrome. Just say it anyway. Even if you're cringing on the inside, say it anyway. We're all on a journey, and it's fine to call yourself a photographer. Number 4, it goes without saying, promote yourself on social media, be it on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok. These are great platforms, all for free, where you can start to organically build a community of like-minded people and, prospective clients who are interested in, booking you. So I've also created a video in the last few weeks all about, how to market yourself for the year. I'm going to leave a link for it up above again. So also make sure you click on that link, open it in a new tab, and watch it after this video, because that would really help you when it comes to marketing, campaigns, ideas, strategies. I've got you covered. Number 5 is to ask for help and advice. And, as a new photographer wanting to become a professional, there's still so many things you probably don't know about, some things you're not aware of. So it's important to join a community of photographers, like-minded photographers. So if you're planning to specialize in a particular genre, there's so many different Facebook groups for that. Just, do a quick search on Facebook, and find those groups that will cater to the sort of needs, your particular needs. And these groups have come in so handy for me, from where to buy particular equipment to reviews on particular things I'm looking for. Just so many questions where I don't just want to search, do a random Google search and find something. I want an experienced answer. There's always someone in the several groups I'm in to help me depending on what I'm looking for. Joining a community is so important, because also, as a solopreneur, as a photographer, you're most likely working alone. It can be a lonely journey. So in some of the groups I'm in, we do quarterly meetups, end of year meetups. Today, while I'm filming this, I have an end of year meetup. It's so important to build that community, to not feel alone and isolated. You can talk to people who are also going through similar things as yourself. You can, help each other and just be there to support each other from the highs and lows of running a business. Is so valuable. Number 6, don't get stuck on the rules. So as a newbie photographer, you probably would be reading up on so many different things to help you improve your photography skills, some rules and all of that. It's good to be aware of those things, know what works, but then start to find your own voice, start to build your own eye. So feel free to break any of those rules and make your own path. And this is how, you start to create your own lane for yourself. People will start to recognize your work. So learn the rules, but also be fine to break them as well. Experimentation is important when you're starting on your journey as you continue to grow and create your own voice and your own style. I'm in now a couple of years. It's been over 5-6 years now. And I don't even feel like I've created my own particular style yet. I feel like I'm still learning, I'm still growing, I'm still finding my voice, my visual voice, if that's a thing. So yeah. Number 7, follow your heart. So in this journey, you hear so many different advice and tips from different people. You're probably watching this video because you want to hear what I have to say on the subject, and you probably will be watching other videos as well, looking for the same, advice, suggestions from, more experienced photographers. It's good to listen to them, take what you find valuable from what we say, but also follow your heart when it comes to your creative career. I remember when I wanted to specialize in boudoir and I was talking to another photographer who was more experienced as a professional. And she was like, oh no, I don't think boudoir will do well here. People in our community really don't do such, pictures. And in my head, I was just like, what? No, I don't think so. If me as a Black woman wants to specialize in boudoir photography, then I'm definitely sure there are other Black women who would also want to take pictures and want to express themselves in this way and want the joy that comes with doing boudoir photography. And who said I only want to work with Black people anyway? I'm fine to work with people from all backgrounds. So if I had taken her advice to heart, I probably would have thought, oh, it's not going to be like, a profitable genre to go in, and I would have totally forgotten about it. But I had this pull, I had this passion. There was just this something where I felt like I want my work to matter. And for me, I've always wanted to do things that would uplift people. And with my art, I want to work on projects that uplift women, inspire women, celebrates women and the Black community as well. And boudoir was just a genre I knew I could do that with. So I was like, no, I'm going to try it out. I'm going to see what happens. I'm not just going to take your word for it. So don't just take people's word for it. If your heart is pulling you to try something out, try it out. What's the worst that can happen? If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But if it works, then it's brilliant. It's amazing. You can create this lane for yourself. So try things out for yourself. That's what creativity is all about after all. Number 8, most important thing, you need to invest time and you need to invest money into upskilling yourself and creating an amazing business, profitable business. You know that saying where people say you have to spend money to make money? It's totally true. And there's another saying I've heard, which I also like. It's you need to pay to play. So if you want to play in this game of entrepreneurship, you want to play in this game of a 6-figures business owner, then you should be ready to pay. And you pay with your time, which is so valuable in terms of dedicating that time to learn. So, watching videos like this, things you want to improve on, if you want to improve on your retouching skills, if you want to improve on your lighting skills, invest the time to learn those things. And so when it comes to like creating a profitable business, you can watch so many YouTube videos like the ones I'm creating that would help you so much. But to be very honest, when you want to get to the nitty-gritty details of what should I do, what are the exact steps I need to do in this particular campaign to get me 10 bookings, you're not going to see all of that on YouTube. It probably will be other paid courses you will need if you want the handheld guide. So if you want the general overview and like some of the in-depth knowledge, yes, people like myself and other educators are sharing that. You can implement that. But if you literally want the step-by-step handheld guide in how to do certain things, then you have to invest money. It just goes without saying. You're running a business. The business is going to have some costs, and you need to include education in that cost. You need to include marketing in that cost. It's well and good to do organic growth on social media platforms, but when you're running certain campaigns, you need to have a campaign ad budget in order to like maximize the reach of that campaign, to reach other people your organic posts are not reaching, and that's how you grow your business. The truth is that becoming a professional photographer is a long journey, but with the tips I've shared, you'll be well on your way to becoming successful in your craft. So if you've enjoyed this video, I think you'd love this video where I talk about how to create your goals and KPIs for the year in order to create a successful business and a dream life. This is it for now. And remember, you don't have to be a struggling artist. See you next week.